Greetings. My name is Clayton Thomas. I'm the founder of Root. And over the next couple minutes, we're going to do a brief overview of what Root is. And what we are is a social sharing community that's really designed to help people change their lives and get to the root cause of our issues. One of our mantras is to cure the cause. And as you can see, we have a focus that natural can really change everything. And it's the one focus we all try to get back to. We're trying to get back to nature. We're trying to become more simple in our lives. And that's our true foundation. And we have 4 core values. I was hinting at one of those. The first 2 are crucial. They're crucial in life. They're crucial in every aspect of business. And often they're not found. And that's authenticity and integrity. And with those, you want to make sure that you're founded on great principles. But when we talk about wellness today, there's a great importance in education and probably a greater importance in simplicity. And what you're going to find over the next couple minutes is that actually getting well, functioning well, feeling amazing is not complex. It's not having to spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars a month on supplements and diet and changing your lifestyle. It actually is quite simple. And if you have something that is really, really simple, you have something that's based on integrity and authenticity that also can help educate people to how they can feel and function well, good things can happen. So today we face 3 primary challenges in our lives. One, we know that the environment is toxic and it's polluted, and we continue to hear studies that come out, and environmentalists talk about how polluted the ocean is and how polluted the air is and how polluted the water is and how polluted the soil is. But people don't draw the conclusion, the fact that we live in all of it, and we are polluted from conception. And partially as a byproduct of that, we're stressed, we're unhappy, and because of things that go on in life in our environment, we get more stressed, we get more unhappy, and we're not meant to be that way. We want to feel good, right? We want to be happy. We're meant to be happy, but happiness is an interesting thing because happiness can be a chemical response as well as an emotional response because of how they're tied together. And the last part is the stress from finances. And people over the last couple of months have been really stressed, and our security has been questioned. And how you can create additional income streams or being rewarded for being a good person, I think is even more important, because some people have an aversion to creating other businesses and such. They don't want the risk. But we know inherently as people, as humans, as a community, that we're meant to share. We're meant to be collaborative. We're meant to be in groups. We're not meant to be quarantined. And if you share, and you share with your friends, you share with your family, maybe you should be rewarded for it. And that's a different approach that Root's taken. So like I mentioned before, we use what nature's created to provide great benefit to our health, our wellness, right? And nature's put everything we've ever needed here in our world. We've just had to figure out how to use it. And typically, we will have inventions or products or services that are made available to us when we really need it. And when looking at what's come from nature, the indicators are typically there, right? They say success leaves clues, but nature does the same thing. So we're going to help people clean up their bodies, clean up your brains, clean up your entire system. We're going to help you rewire your foggy brain and help you feel a little bit better. And then If you agree with those mechanisms, you try some products, you like them, you tell your friends, because that's what we do. That's what Instagram, Facebook, the rest of social media, text messages are good for. It's communicating with your friends and telling, hey, I found something, I like it. We're going to reward you for it. Tell your friends you like something, they like it too, they use it, we give you money. Good trade. So who is Root? What is Root? We are a social sharing model, a community sharing network that's based in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I'm from the Seattle area originally, and I moved to Nashville about 5.5 years ago. And I'll give you a hint. Nashville's awesome. There's a reason it's one of the top 3 locations in the United States that people want to go to, one of the top 5 in the world. You want to come here. We'll give you reason now. Not only do we have Broadway, not only do we have the music industry, but Nashville's the focus center of healthcare in the United States. We're right in the middle of it, but we're changing the way people look at healthcare. Our mission's really, really simple. We want to help you reboot your body, your brain, and like we touched on, your bank account. Because if you can take care of people, we share. Well, one of the really important parts, like we were touching on with the environmental aspect, is environmentalism starts in you. It's not about cleaning up the environment outside of you. You can be of no benefit to society if you too are polluted. So focus on yourself. You know, in the last few months where people have been on quarantine, apparently, there's been a lot of home improvement projects that are going on. I know I've partaken in a few and trying to clean up my house. But what people aren't focusing on is the most important house, your own, the house you live in. That's what's crucial. And if you can start to clean that up, and then if you add a couple key nutrients that allow your gut to produce the neurotransmitters it needs to feel happy, to be stress-free, to have amazing focus and mental clarity, you win. And like I said, if you share it with your friends, we'll give you a cookie. So let's look at the body, right? We know that we're exposed to pollution constantly. Most people don't understand that the pollution that we're exposed to starts when you're in the womb. And so it starts from day one, and then we're exposed constantly. Those pollutants are everywhere. They're in mom that are passed into us. They're in breast milk. They're in our food. They're in your water. They're in your soil. They're in our environment. If you're flying in a plane, if you're going to your doctor, they might give you shots that have more stuff in them. We can't get away from this stuff. And this is why it's really important to look at the cleansing of the body, and the detoxification of your system is not something that you do one time. It's not something that you do for a week. It's not something that you do for 3 weeks. It's not something you do for 3 months. This is something that you do from womb to tomb. Ideally, this is something you do for the rest of your life, because it is the foundation to wellness. Wellness is really, really simple. And you won't hear a lot of the gurus and the people in the media tell you about this, because they're trying to sell you 12 different supplements, 6 different programs, and have you listen to them as the expert. Well, guess what? Here's the simple equation for getting well. It's addition by subtraction, period. Get the bad stuff out, good stuff happens. That's it. That's all. Really, really simple, not complex. How do you do this? You use what nature created to clean the environment. And what you see when you do that is you get a cleansing of your entire system. You might see the negative inflammation, the bad inflammation, and can go away. And you've probably heard people tell you that inflammation is the cause of disease. Guess what? They're wrong. Inflammation's not the cause of disease. It's what causes the negative inflammation in your body that causes the symptoms that allow you to get diagnosed with issues. It's not the inflammation. It's the toxins. It's the heavy metals. It's the environmental pollutants. It's the Roundup and glyphosate that's all around us. It's all these chemicals, these viral particles. Wait for it. Some people are worried about viruses today. It's mold spores. It's biotoxins from bacteria. It's all this stuff that causes the problem. So What happens if you cure the cause? You don't have problems anymore. No need for them. And what we do, we use what nature put here to clean up the environment. A class of minerals called zeolites. You're probably familiar with a bunch of them. Quartz being one, bentonite, clinoptilolite is what we use, which has been scientifically proven for the last couple thousand years to be nature's most effective means of trapping and binding these toxins. What we do is quite unique. We have a patent pending proprietary process, which is a whole lot of P's, that cleans out this cage structure and breaks apart that honeycomb into smaller fragments that are able then to work through your system to grab onto the bad stuff, like the whole host of heavy metals and glyphosate and viral particles and bacterial byproducts and mold spores and such, and PBE and PBDE and fire retardants and all these different chemicals and pollutants that are in our environment that are in us. It can work to grab onto a bunch of those and allow your body to start working properly. That means your immune system can work the way it's supposed to. It means your body can start to regenerate the way it's supposed to. It means you might feel amazing. Those are things that we like in our life. You can look at some of the responses, and usually sometimes we'll have testimonials on here. I might have a couple on tonight, but I'll show you what happens with one of my friends when you use things to clean up your body. This is Trevor. He had the worst shingles outbreak you've probably ever seen in your life. Now, people think shingles is a topical issue, which it's not. You can look it up. Part of it's viral, and it comes out through your skin. So this was when Trevor sent me the text message photos that freaked me out because I didn't know who it was. This is Trevor 10 days later. Guess what happens when you clean up your body? Good things happen. You don't need to treat everything else. Just go after the cause and let your body deal with everything it needs to. And this is what's crucial. You don't need to treat symptoms. You don't need to treat a disease. We don't treat diseases. We don't treat symptoms. All we're going to focus on is what's been causing your problem since you were born. Really, really simple. But then once we start doing that, you want to feel good. You want to feel amazing. I want phenomenal cognitive function because I'm busy constantly and I have what I was told is attention deficit issues. I'm not deficit. I'm wired really, really well, and I function at a really high level, and I want to be able to focus, right? We want to be able to just crush it on a daily basis. Say hello to your little friend. Welcome to Zero In. This is a combination of 5 primary ingredients and 2 catalysts that help you with your attention, help you relax. Now get this. This is a product that helps you relax and be calm, but also hyper-focused and zeroed in. Usually it takes stimulants, caffeine and such, to get that focus, but you also get jittery. You might have to use some drugs like Adderall or Vyvanse to help you focus, but you don't like the jitters and the crash that come along with it. This helps calm you down and help you be more focused. And honestly, tell your friends that you have a product that helps you improve your focus and mental clarity without the jitters and crash. Look at what happens when you tell them that. They'll ask you where they can get it. Makes life really easy to share. So what Zero In does with some of its primary ingredients, the pine bark extract, the velvet bean seed extract, the pure curcuminoids, it increases focus, helps improve energy. You might have the greatest workouts of your life because you've got an increase in dopamine and serotonin on demand that you just feel amazing. And who doesn't want to feel amazing? So this is one thing that even if you don't want to be healthy and you don't want to clean your body up, you want something to play with that every one of your friends is going to want, try some Zero In. Testimonials are pretty straightforward. This is something that'll change how you function. Sometimes it can take a couple days because some people are actually dopamine deficient. How terrible is that? That the greatest neurotransmitter that we can produce, people don't have the ability to produce it. Do you want to know why? We'll go with the 2 biggest factors why we don't produce dopamine and serotonin. One is stress, that the stress hormone cortisol actually shuts off our ability to produce dopamine and serotonin. The other one is environmental toxins. Glyphosate, which is from Roundup, which is really bad. You can watch all the commercials. You probably heard that it's not friendly to us. Actually destroys your gut, and it stops your gut's ability to produce the neurotransmitters, because that's where they're produced. They're not produced in your brain. They're produced in your gut. And from there, then you don't have the ability to feel good. You get stressed out. You can't get out of it. So you spiral. Now you can take a couple pills, gold pills, because everyone loves gold, and feel amazing. So if you have two products that can give you what you're looking for, and all you have to do is share with your friends, well, that's a pretty good trade. And by doing those two things, we build your bank account, because we've created a very unique social sharing model that we just reward you for sharing with your friends. Not a bad trade, you know? And guess what? The only way your friends can get access to these products is if they're invited. Just like the person that invited you here, you can't get this stuff. You can't get inside the velvet rope without having an invitation. So think about that. You are the one who controls who gets this. It's your choice. You can choose how you want to feel. You want to feel and function better? You want to be amazing? You want to make a little money for helping your friends? How come I can't see me? But this is the fun. So I'm going to finish on share with your friends, be rewarded for it, and feel amazing doing it.